All right, quick review of World Under Doom. One World Under Doom. Sorry, this is issue number 2 of this series. RB Silva is on the art. I think, but the schedule, the inker, I don't know. It's not doing him any super favors. Silva is inking his own art. Anyway, this comic really breaks down to kind of the Fantastic Four hitching a plan, Valeria having a conversation with Doom, saying, "What are you doing?" This goes on for several pages, and then the Fantastic Four's plan gets sprung into motion. Now, the plan is basically that if we go and we smash some things, Doom will lose his temper, and then he'll make an ass out of himself, and then we'll win. And they have this is interspersed with a lot of pages that feel more disturbing than anything. There's some commentary here of kind of civilians who are like, "I like it when they kill Nazis," and it's just off. Doom announces open borders to everyone, the gift of open borders. The Fantastic Four show up to embarrass Doom. Doom is basically like, What are you guys doing? This is stupid." And then there's a weird little standoff where civilians point guns at the Fantastic Four, um, but the guns are triggered to explode. So now the Fantastic Four have to decide if they want to hurt innocents, but the whole thing is just off. I mean, this is a thing plan. It's a Ben Grimm plan. But the fact that Reed and Sue are like, "Hey, yeah, let's just go smash some stuff, and that will cause Doom to become an asshole. Then that's how we'll win. He's taken over the entire planet, but we'll just make him embarrass himself." That's the solution. It's the challenge here is Ryan North is the writer for Fantastic Four, but he writes a Fantastic Four like a bunch of morons, and it's just difficult. At this point, at the very end, Doom, we get two big reveals. The first was spoiled by some covers. Doom basically reverts the thing to his human form, doing what Reed could not. And so he's off. We then get more comments on people saying things like I can leave because I now have open borders. And they've got a guy going, "I get to stay. They can't kick me out anymore." And another guy going, these new immigrants are gonna take our jobs and our land. It's just so on the nose. And I'm sure there's somebody within the Marvel office is like, hot damn, Trump won and we've got this series. Because keep in mind, much of the series had to have been plotted before the election. So or who knows? I mean, it's written like it was planned yesterday. Anyway, the comic concludes with the Avengers are going to ally themselves against a new Masters of Evil that include, well, just I guess the Goblin Queen is there, Arcade, Modoc, Doctor Octopus, Mysterio, and Baron Zemo. And okay, that's what continued. It's a threat. I don't know what to make of this comic. Okay, so now we're this is the first new absolute title after we got through the Trinity. We had Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. This is Absolute Flash, and you may be happy to know that Absolute Flash is Wally West, and he's a teenager Wally West, and he's basically we're the first shot of him. He's got lightning running off of him, and the Speed Force is just all over the place. And then the majority of this comic is told in flashback. We learn that Wally is kind of bounced around from place to place as an army brat. Barry Allen is kind of a scientist here doing scientisty stuff. He's got some, they're in the middle of nowhere, and on a base, and then Barry takes him down to a super high tech, crazy, doing some kind of science stuff. We see kind of an argument between Wally and his dad. Wally's not happy; he's hanging out by himself. And then we jump a little bit to the present just to see that Wally is running from what looks like a new rogues. We've got Captain Cold here and Boomerang, and anyway, they're hunting him, presumably under orders from the government, or I'm unsure, but there's discussion. They're talking like a military unit. Anyway, we basically in this comic learn that Wally is not having a good time with his dad. He feels bounced around. He has no friends. He's isolated, and we get enough information to suggest that something goes down with Wally and Barry, and Wally now has some powers, and the rogues are hunting him. and that's what we got. We do get a shot near the end that Wally appears to be very, very dead, and no, not Wally, Barry. I'm good. Barry appears to be very, very dead, and Wally is here trying to figure out what's going on. And then we have 1 year later, we're presumably the kind of the big bad, the Mirror Master is hunting Wally, who's and retracing his origin steps. So there you go. Unlike the other Absolute comics, this one is mainly a lot of tell. There's not a lot of show, and it's mainly building kind of the past up. But it's almost a by the numbers book. If it wasn't the Flash, you could see this as kind of a DC origin story, and it would kind of just be here. Anyway, Jeff Lemire, Divinis, and Nick Robles is art. So yeah, it's fine-ish. Okay, this is Exceptional X-Men number 7. This is Eve Ewing and Carmen Carnero. Again, not a lot happens in this issue, which is pretty much true for all the X-Men issues, the Exceptional X-Men issues. Tom Brevoort said, "Hey, it's a slow burn, just stick with it," and that's why we're going to give it more than 10 issues, which is a real slap in the face to other comics, but whatever. This one features it's really a lot about um, Axo, anyway. He has an internship in a new tech company that seems pretty sinister. Well, actually, pun intended, because it's led by Mr. Sinister. Anyway, the comic basically is the New Mutants, the newer New Mutants, Bronze and Thau are practicing in the ballet room. Anyway, Emma and Kitty are kind of teaching them, sort of, while Axo is meeting with the new boss, who wears a sweater over his button-up shirt, so you know he's okay. Anyway, um, there's a lot of dialogue. This comic is people talking to each other, and then really, really painful things. It's listed as one of the Hunt for Xavier tie-in issues, but that tie-in is a page and a little bit, page and a half, kind of. And the tie-in is basically Bobby shows up and says, "Professor Xavier has escaped from Greymalkin prison." And they're like, "Oh no, that's terrible. Well, he was good and he was bad. I don't know, a bunch of different things." And that's it. That's the tie-in here. So anyway, they desperately need to get sales onto this book somehow. Anyway, surprise, surprise, Axo gets betrayed by his boss, who is Mr. Sinister. And he's gonna basically trap him here and take his DNA and do I don't know what is his plan now. Stuff, sinister stuff. Um, Again, this book is listed as collateral damage. It's part of X Manhunt, but even Marvel's not shameless enough to actually give it a number, so it's collateral damage. Which, god damn it, this comic certainly is. All right, this is Sam Wilson, Captain America, issue 3. And this one, basically, the setup here is that there's a corporation, who's bad, named Eagle Star, and it is a tech company that is recruiting historically disenfranchised to farm land on its flying state-of-the-art Skydream facilities. If you played BioShock Infinite, this will feel pretty common. Anyway, Sam Wilson's cousin Billy cashed in on the dream, and Sam went to go check it out, but learned that Joaquin the Falcon has been captured, and then Sam also gets brainwashed. And so this comic is basically, for whatever reason, by the way, they've got Sam Wilson in his Captain America costume, I mean, full with the knee pads and the pouches and everything, and then they got him working the land. And the people working the land all appear to be black. I'm just pointing that out here. But basically, this rich tech company has created these flying cities, and there's farms on them, and they're recruiting poor people and criminals, all of whom appear to be black, to work the farms, and they're brainwashing them. The Red Hulk is in here too. The General Maverick version of the Red Hulk, anyway. So and he's also confused, because they're all for several sequences. Basically, you've got some flashbacks of Sam Wilson and his cousin working the land with his relatives, in upstate New York. And yeah, there was farming in upstate New York, but anyway, this comic is messing with the timeline pretty good. Anyway, so Sam Wilson and he kind of snaps out of it, but then he gets gassed. Finally, it takes his cousin Billy to figure out, and she just kind of just figures it out all at once for no apparent reason. The others have to kind of be jolted out of it, but they learn that there's a Wakandan Jeffro herb that's basically mind controlling everyone, and they all have to act normal, happy at lunch. And but they're about to raise a revolution to take down the tech companies. So there's a little bit of action right at the end where they kind of storm the main area to try and take all this stuff down. And Sam Wilson makes a bold statement like, we've got to smash all this stuff to hell. Oh, right before it's over, it's revealed that the platform, these flying cities, are all headed for the Bronx, Detroit, DC, and Atlanta, or as Sam Wilson points out, chocolate cities. So they're planning something with the black cities, and there you go. This comic is strange.
We are gonna pork tonight. Lions are gonna pork.